if they were lost and that they were actually given arbitrarily because their price increment was just any way it was. So we just wanted to intervene and find out why they have to, continue to increase prices in that manner. And they try to block the process. I know that some Nigerians also what we've been saying is that we are not a price fixing agency yet, but we seek to protect Nigerians. So that companies will not run in price fixing or price gouging or arbitrarily increase in goods and services. That's what we have always said. And unfortunately, in that sector, they have a dominant position. And because we also control monopoly, then whenever there's such a position, your actions will always be called to question because we don't want you to behave like a king kong. So, but I know that you and me know that they went to court and court took a stand actually and gave a verdict that we had a regulatory oversight over them. And so what we then did just this week was to sue them. We went to court against the management, especially the CEO, for criminal breach of regulatory functions. He refused to answer to our summons. And I don't think that as soon as they saw that, they knew that we were not playing. And they immediately obeyed what we've been talking about. So, like I said before, I stand here to congratulate Nigerians and also congratulate my agency, especially the CEO, Chukwuma, who has been dogged on this matter. Yes.
All right, because, what we saw is about a 50% cut in what the price originally was. That's for satellite TV issues. Now, let's also look at the medium we're using to communicate now, and that's the telecom industry, where we have seen increase in tariffs and data costs and so on and so forth. And beyond even having these increases in costs and the reasons given for it, they also do not give the quality. People don't get the value for their monies. And sometimes you even calls and, the person on the other side cannot hear you, but then they are taking the money from your account, regardless of whether someone is hearing you or not, whether it's clear or not. And nobody takes notes. Those are not refunded. There's nothing. How is the FCCPC addressing that with the telecommunication industry?
Okay, I think before the increment, the telecom industry were asking for a 100% increment on their services from the consumer. But we had to collaborate with NCC. In fact, it had to lead to a memo or memorandum of understanding, an MOU between us and NCC for that price increment to be at 50%. So I think it's also a win. I want to let you know that it's a win for Nigerians because what they were insisting before was for a 100% increment. And the bidder has made part of that agreement also is that this money, the increment or the excess money they are going to get out of the increment will be used to improve their facility. Because the argument was that their facility was going bad and that they could no more maintain them because the amount of money being paid was not commensurate to the services, and apart from that, most of their facilities were horrible and they couldn't purchase new ones. So that was the argument which we then allowed that increment. Now that we are here, there is an increment, we expect that they should improve on the service. by, investing more money on the facility of providing services. So I think it's a better time anyway. I believe that there should be, because we are also looking at what going to do within, because we get them a 6 months for retirement to be able to begin for us to have this improvement or notice this improvement. So in that 6 months and we didn't notice anything, definitely we come down, we have to bring them to question. However, I also want Nigerians to possibly begin to report, because when we have complaints, remember that when we are protecting our Nigerians, we don't just go begin to ask questions. But rather, it is when Nigerians complain and we realize that these complaints are becoming much, then we have to call such areas or such to question.
But Nigerians have been complaining as it concerns poor services. Even with the increase of data, you see how fast data is exhausted. In fact, in this country for a long time, monthly subscription is no longer monthly subscription. Before you subscribe for a month, you are sure of access to internet service for a month, and then that's it. Now, what they call a monthly subscription is a certain amount of data given to you. That's not a monthly sub, and people have complained about this for a long time. Now, add that on top of the fact that we have this situation where they've done the increases in the tariffs and so on and so forth. But the quality is still poor. The quality for calls still bad. The quality, in fact, we are using it right now and you can see the struggle involved. The quality of data is even worse. So you've said you're giving them 6 months. I don't know how many months of that 6 months has elapsed already. But at the end of that 6 months, what happened?
The thing is that for this equipment to be procured and installed, it takes a little time. And for them to get the money, they need to get the money from what me and you are paying before they go for that. So that's
okay. So in the meantime, what happens to little things? Like, what happens to little things like the data plans? Why is a monthly data subscription not a monthly data subscription? Why is it called monthly data, but then it does not work?
That's what I wanted to explain. If what you call monthly subscription is also determined by how you use that monthly subscription. What we are telling you is that if you want to engage on any service, please read the guidelines and terms and conditions. Now, what they mean by monthly subscription, if I understand, and what I know, is that this data should stay for 1 month if you didn't finish it. So you can get the monthly subscription activity in 2 days.
Right.
That would mean that it will treat us.
Okay, we are going to come back. We are going to come back.
I will try to look at the what do you call it now? The terms and conditions, so that we have an understanding.
All right, we are going to come back and dwell on this a bit longer. We're dwelling on this a bit longer, but that will be after the break. Because one, I'll quickly say from top of my head, if you try to use your phone or your app and to subscribe for a monthly data, you don't see terms and conditions there. All right. But before now, when you do a monthly sub, it means for the month, you are not thinking about data services. That's what it will say. It means for the month, you have subscribed to this package for the month. All right. After the break, we'll come back and dwell on this a bit more. Stay with us. Nigeria Info. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and with us this morning is the coordinator of the FCCPC South Zone, Uchegbu, Chukwuma, on the line. Sir, thank you for staying with us.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, we don't have a lot of time, so just to maximize what we have left, we'll just open the phone line so we have the callers ask a few questions, and I'm pretty sure many of them would be interested in how you would respond to the question I'd asked earlier as regards to the data settings. Because if we take a critical look at it, prior to this time in this country, if you pay for a monthly subscription, you are not giving 1 gig or 2 gig, and that was how it started. And then afterwards, you'll be giving 1 gig that you would know. Like, I don't know how to explain this. The band and how it moves, the speed at which it moves. Now, even with the increase in tariff, if you purchase data for a month, you do a 2 gig, 3 gig, 6, 7, 8 gig. I'm telling you, before you say jack, and it's still the same apps that people have been using before that they still use. I've tried it myself. Like, you try to manage it as much as you can, and it still doesn't work. So how come in this country we cannot? I mean, we speak to people who are not in this country, and they tell you that it's different. If you pay for a monthly data subscription, what it means is for that month, you have subscribed for the month. It's like I go to a Wi-Fi company. I remember one time I called you and I was telling you a conversation about a Wi-Fi company that I subscribe with. I pay for a month. My agreement is 24 hours data supply for 1 month. That's what is there for you, monthly subscription. So I pay for it. So it means the next time I'm paying would be for another month. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case with our service providers in the country. Is the FCCPC aware of this, and is it something that you have tried to talk about?
Okay, Andrew, the issue is that, let me explain this. We are aware of it, and we have also discussed it with them. Now, when they tell you that this subscription can last for a month, it doesn't mean that it will depend on your usage.
No. I would disagree. Hello, sir.
Personally, I use 5 gig monthly. Any month, and it is for a month. Now, if I now decide to buy 19 or 20 gig, it is also a monthly subscription. But I have also observed that it must finish within 3 weeks, even though it is called a monthly subscription. I mean, that monthly subscription is that it will be able to take care of a month, but it will be dependent on your usage. Now, they will always tell you terms and conditions apply. You may say that it does not, it doesn't come out immediately, but if you go to the website, you will understand what I'm talking about. We are not always willing and ready to
all right.
And check out.
But for many Nigerians, they purchase these things on their app, and in the app there is no terms and conditions. So is it not possible that these companies, is it deliberately tempting? If they are selling, so I come and I buy 1 gig, 2 gig, or 3 gig, I'm using 3 gig for as long as I want to use it. Remove the monthly subscription. The monthly there doesn't make sense, because it's not going to last for a month if I use it a certain way. What it used to be with the same companies used to do monthly, and that monthly meant you pay for it for that month. You are good regardless of how you use it. That was what it used to be.
It doesn't follow. That is why I'm telling you that you need to go look at the terms and conditions. That is important.
All right.
Because it's also there. It's not that it's not there. Accept it.
All right. Yes, let's go to the phone lines. 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0002. Good morning, Nigeria Info. What's your name, please?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, PMEs.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Engineer Chukwuma.
All right, you'd have to try and speak up, please. You're not loud enough.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go on.
Yeah, I want to talk to your guest a little bit.
Go on, you can hear you.
It's not like you don't understand what the PME is asking you. You know, it's so bad that Nigeria, we are so advanced and we still take ourselves back like we don't know what we're doing. You subscribe for a month, but our subscribers don't give us a month. They give us what they call usage duration, which is exactly a way to steal from the people. When you look at your CSTV subscription, you pay for a month. If I pay for 25th of this month, I should be expecting to pay another time next month on the 24th. It means a month's payment. Why can't our internet work like that with our subscribers like MTN, Globalcom, and Airtel like that? It doesn't take anything. You just keep ripping the masses, and it's not done that way. This same MTN subscriber we're talking about, go to South Africa. When they say a month, they don't give you 30 gig data, 25 gig, or 10 gig for a month. No. They only do that when you're paying for a week. But when you pay for a month, it's a month. They don't tell you have 100 gigs. They don't tell you have 35 gig for a month. They don't tell you have 10 gig for a month. We should stop doing this to Nigerians. We should let's treat each other as brothers. We are one. And our governments know this, but our governments are benefiting from it. Because if not, they will do the right thing.
All right, my friend.
And still, they say hike the price.
My friend, thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning. My name is James.
Okay, James, go on.
You see, this issue of data has been giving a lot of concern for some time. I don't see any reason you buy 1 month plan or 3 weeks plan. It will not last even for 1 week. And he's saying it's not how it works. How did it work that Nigerians will not know? And we are protecting, we are buying that will not last up to what we paid for. We are paying for it. It's not that they are giving us free. We are paying for it. If they say 1 month, let it be 1 month. If they say 3 weeks, let it be 3 weeks. That is my opinion. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yes, let me greet your guest. Even though I'm not happy with whatever he's been saying, because when he started with high spirit like we have won World Cup. When you talk about the pay TV, Andrew, let me tell you something. I have a friend who works in the rig 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out, right? He subscribed before he came back for 2 weeks. And for the entire 2 weeks, there was no light, so he couldn't watch. And at the end of the day, he has to burn fuel to make sure they watch that TV. Am I right? Now, is it that possible or too difficult that we cannot go on as you watch, just like you have a phone now, right? You load your airtime. If you don't make call, your data, or I call it data, or your credit will not go. Am I right? Why can't you also transfer that same thing to the pay TV?
All right. So JJ, let me inform you on this one. If you do a DSTV subscription or any other satellite TV subscription, right, and you're not going to be around, you have the liberty to tell the company to pause your subscription, and they'll pause it. That's your right. Yes. No, that's your right. I'm telling you, if you exercise that right, I'm coming. You exercise that right and they do not comply, then you can take up the matter from there. But it is provided for in their working guidelines that a consumer who perhaps for one reason or the other you won't be around, you can tell them to pause it for when you're not around, and they will pause it and say, oh, this person says it's not around for so month, even if he has paid and he can't watch it. So when he comes, You can do that.
Oh,
You have
that's how
that
they do
power.
it, eh?
Yes, you can.
But what if we, they now, the consumer protection people, since they are protecting everybody, now make up to say, look, for as long as you're not watching, because you can even be around, there are people that have called on this station to tell you for 6 months their transformer don't spoil. What happened? And I also know, let me conclude, our senators, when this book came that time, they were charging about 16 naira per minute. It was our lawmakers that said, oh, they spend so much money, they need to recruit back. Well, that is the people that are supposed to protect Nigerians that are on defending those who are fighting, like your guest is doing right now. Why? Thank you very much.
All right, right. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have all the time. I'll squeeze in one more, just one more. Quickly, please. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning, Etienne Andrew.
All right, quickly. Good morning.
Yeah, Comrade Lethan Barry calling from Boris.
Mm-hmm.
Etienne, you see, in this whole discussion, I see that those who give this how do I put it?
The telecommunication service providers. Go on.
The service provider. Thank you. You see, this is they cannot try it in a foreign country, in a developed country. It is only in Nigeria here you see that this kind of attitude is being practiced. How then you said you subscribe 1,000 naira or 1,500 naira for a month, and at the end of the day, even when you don't use that credit, that subscription for like 2 weeks or 1 week, then at the end of that month, they will still cut you off, and until you resubscribe, you will not be access to make use of or browse. Then that one that is remaining, even if you don't use it again, they will still cut you off by that time, not minding whether it is more than what you've subscribed or not. The thing is 1 month, and it cannot go more than that. So that is a real cheating. And I see that there is no regulatory agency regulating this whole thing they are doing. It is only we, when it bothers us, we'll just go on radio.
All right. All right, Leighton Barry, thank you very much. Let me go to my guests now. All right. Sir, I'm sure you heard some of the callers, which brings us to the same thing. Is it that the tag or what it is called is what is the problem? Because like I said, in this country before, it used to be monthly subscription. And when you do a monthly subscription, it stays for a month. It means for that month, they don't used to tell you you've gotten 6 gig for a month. That's not what they sell. Or if they want to be selling 6 gig, can't they? Like one of the first callers says, he called it a name. I think he's into that because of the term he used for it.
If you want to rent for a month,
yes.
Now, that's a condition. But the condition that this one that so things can last for 1 month, it doesn't mean that it must last for 1 month. Because we have gone into pay as we requested to go for pay as you go as you use your data. Now, if you want to go for rental, you can rent for a month, you can rent for 6 months, you can even rent for a year. That's the decision. But if you are taking up a subscription, it is as you use your data, it will not last. But it will only
very correct. That's very true. That's very true.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, that's very correct. And I'm sure everybody knows it is how you use your data. But the question is, the caveat in it is, why not just say, because for some people, they feel like the term monthly subscription that is being used when you want to subscribe. If you go online, you look at it, you see monthly. If you pay a satellite TV subscription for a month, what it means is you have paid. So you wait. The next time you are paying is for a month.
Even a section in our law, misinformation. But I'm telling you that there is a caveat with the terms and conditions apply. Then if you go to because they have given the information, it's just that we have not gone out to look at that information. It's by our act. If you misinform consumers, yes, you have broken a law. But in this case, I'm telling you that they have not broken a law that because there is that caveat there that terms and conditions apply. And if you now go to their terms and conditions, you will be able to read.
All right.
It's just that I won't say that we are lazy, but people are not willing to go read
All right, Mr. Chukwuma, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's how much we can take. Well, now you've heard it. It's term and conditions apply. You have to do your research and figure out what those terms and conditions are before you subscribe for any of the packages. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.
The world is changing.